I didn't know he could breathe through his ears.
Tastes like terrible when you do that. Tastes like butt. It's not good. Hi.
He's so edgy, isn't he?
Hey everyone, hello. Yes, welcome. You may notice it's me and not Ted. Ted's running a little bit late, but he'll be with us in a bit. So
Can we hang about Ted's not here? Is he? Let me put a big X over Ted. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Ted needs his X. Yes, Ted will be with us in a little bit. He's just running a little bit late. But welcome one and all. I don't know what that means. It just looks expensive, so let's just go with it. Yeah. Welcome one and all. It's Monday. It's eModels Monday. It's that time of the week when you all sit down and watch us talk rubbish for an hour, show you some things in store, do some bits and bobs, do giveaways, and hang out with you guys in the live chat. Welcome one and all. If you're watching, I've got to do my own terms and conditions as well. I've just realised.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, do I get paid double for this?
Yes.
I didn't like the pause that came before the word yes.
Well, double nothing is still nothing, so you're okay.
Double nothing.
We'll play your triple.
Nothing.
Play your
triple nothing. Triple nothing. Yes. Anyway, yes. Welcome. If you're watching this, the whole point is for you guys to hang out in live chat and hang out with us, and we'll interact with you in chat. If you're watching this and you can't see the live chat, if you're watching it embedded in Facebook or Twitter or some other young person's internet site of some sort, then just click on the little YouTube icon that's down there underneath Chris's left moob somewhere. Little YouTube icon that will take you to the YouTube page where you can carry on watching and join in the live chat. If you want to get our attention, please put your comment in massive, dirty, great big capital letters, because we've got chat open on little iPads and it's tiny words, and I can't see tiny words very well. None of us can, we're all old. So put your comment in big fat capital letters so you have a chance to get your comment seen. Or if you want to, you can do a super chat. Press the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window and we can then see your comment because it's in a big coloured box. But yeah, we'll be doing the usual nonsense. We'll be hanging out. We'll be talking about what's in store. We'll be just talking about food and 1980s stuff probably. But you may notice, to get the camera desperately off me as quickly as possible, we seem to be... I've got a little spot there, and it's just I don't know which side it's on. I don't.
Little.
It's there, so I don't know which side it's on now because the camera's in the way.
Don't turn sideways. You nearly took my eye out.
It's only little compared to the rest of the nose.
Why, I order. Anyway, Colin's back. Put him on full screen. There you go.
Oh. You get. Hello, gang. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, normal service has resumed. So yeah.
Wait, normal? What?
Yeah, I know. So, yeah. Did you miss me, Fox?
Wait, are you back or has normal service resumed? I'm not sure which is which.
I've got no idea, mate. As normal-ish. I know Mum's tucked up in bed. Are we jumping into the factoid then, are we?
No, she's not in bed yet, but she will be soon. Mama Fox isn't watching tonight because she wanted an early night. So I said, well, I'll tell Colin that you're no longer a favourite.
Yeah.
Well, he's no longer your favourite. And she went, no. He said, oh, no, he's still my favourite. I just need to go to sleep. And she hasn't gone to sleep yet. She'll probably still be up.
Absolutely. Caleb's saying there, I see you replace Ted with a Colin. Yeah, Ted will be in, mate. He's just running a bit late, mate. Yeah. Work stuff and all of that. And, yeah, so you want me to do a bit of a factoid, do you, gents?
Before you do,
might as well.
Before you do, Andy McLeish says a very important thing to you. He says, woob.
Woob. Absolutely, mate. You can't beat a bit of woob.
Yes.
We still haven't figured out what the hell was on about that day, have we, mate?
No. For anybody that doesn't know, basically, when Colin was coming out of surgery, still heavily medicated, let's say, on special chemicals, he sent me a text message on the phone saying, and it was like, hello, I'm back out of surgery, everything's fine, it's gone really well, but in the middle of that sentence, he just put the word woob for no reason.
Woob, yeah.
It's like so it wasn't like it was even replacing a different word. It was just this extra word in the middle.
It's random, wasn't it, mate? I reckon I must have fell a kip for a little bit and just gone.
Yeah. It was like, hello, I'm out of surgery. Everything's gone well. Whoop. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. No, I feel fine, mate. It's nice to be back and chilling out and doing a bit of the bench, mate. So moving on from all of that old swaddle, because no one wants to listen to that. We've got a factoid, Chris. Fact of the week, mate.
Have we got the banner on?
Yeah.
He's a bit out of practice. He's a bit out of practice with his banners.
I had to find me buttons and everything.
Gentlemen, find your buttons.
I'm looking at the screen there, so yeah, we got a factoid first, mate. And it says here in 1977, Chiron, the farthest known asteroid, was discovered by Charles Cowell on a photographic plate taken on the 18th of October 1977. Doing well here. It has highly elliptical orbit with a period of 50.7 years. Oh, that's a long old time, isn't it?
I've never figured out the right way to pronounce it. If it's Chiron or Chiron or Chiron, I can never remember which one it is.
You're asking the wrong bloke.
Yeah, it's one of them silly Greek names that no one quite pronounces.
Yeah,
Chiron.
Yeah, as in the diameter are estimated between 148 and 208 kilometres and a mass 2 times 1018, whatever that means, kilos.
That's 10 with 18 zeros after it.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
It's pretty heavy.
Spins with a rotational period about 5.9 hours.
It goes like that. It makes that noise when it goes round.
Like,
yep. It's 2 times 10 to the power of 18, which is bigly.
Absolutely. So we've got some births for you.
Births.
We got some easy ones to start with.
Some English names then.
Yeah, I've seen the deaf down there that's going to absolutely.
Yeah, we can't have too many easy because that's not what people want.
Yeah. First bloke was born was a bloke called Robert B. Laughlin, and he was an American physicist who shared with Daniel C. Suey and Horst.
Suey, boy.
And this was the easy one, yeah?
Yeah, this is the easy one, mate. And they shared the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1998 for research of fractional quantum Hall effect.
I love the way he says Nobel Prize.
Yeah. Yeah, Nobel Prize. Yeah. Got another geezer here, born. Oh, he's got a strange looking head. Say it quietly, Cole.
Inner voice,
mate. Post it. Yeah, Sir Herman.
Burpaderp, what?
And he was an Austrian-British mathematician and cosmologist who, working with Fred Hoyle with an H and Thomas Gold, conceived the steady-state theory of the universe. There you go.
Which was basically the idea that the universe wasn't expanding and was always the same size, and they were basically trounced eventually by the.
We got a German inventor who was born on this day in 1885 called Anton Flettner. And he produced a practical helicopter for the German Navy in 1940, and he developed even a device.
It's the English words that trip you up, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I thought I was doing so well. A device that allowed airplane pilots to raise or lower a plane's nose for better control. Oh, ding dong, eh? Yeah. Last birth was a German engineer, and his name was, if you scroll back up, Cole, you'll see it. It was Oscar Barnack, and he invented the first miniature camera in 1913. And it was called the Lycia, or Lisa, whatever you want to call that. Its commercial introduction was delayed by World War One. Right, we've got some deaths now, so we're going to treat these with real respect, aren't we?
Absolutely.
So the first one, oh God. This bloke is a Swiss oceanic even engineer.
He's a Swiss organist. What?
Economist and physicist, whose name was Jacques Ernest Jean Piccard, and he helped his father Augustus Piccard design, oh my God, Baffy Scafies.
That sounds like a disease. Baffy scabies.
For deep sea exploration.
Deep sea explanations.
Including the Trieste in which he died with his father in 1953.
I actually know all this, so it's quite funny.
Off the Italian island of Ponza. There you go. Put that well.
The Trieste, I love that. The Trieste.
We've got an American meteorologist called Alexander George McCady. He died on this very day in 1943 at the age of 80. Oh, God. And last but no means least.
I love it when it starts with, oh, gold.
All it says here is this bloke died 1st of November 1888 at the age of 49, and he was a Russian explorer. That's it.
Not an
Doesn't say his
explainer.
name, no.
No, it says his name above. I'm getting to that bit.
He's working his way up the words.
It's Nikolai Mikhailovich Przhevilaski. There you go.
I like the way you kind of do some silent letters in there. Press heavy Lasky.
That sounds just like him, doesn't it? So
Yeah, he'd be proud of that.
you've got some deaths, some births, and some factoids.
It's been a while. It's good to have them back.
It's been a while. I've worked really hard trying to figure all of them, honest.
Yeah, he's worked. Yes, moving on.
Worked hard.
Moving on.
So yes, thank you for that, Cole. So as always, this is your show, so we're just here to talk about you guys. So we all have the chat. Ask us any questions you want, as long as it doesn't involve us giving us our bank details or anything like that, because we're not going to do that. Ask Ted anything for when he gets here, and don't forget, of course, bench and belly. What's on your bench and what's in your belly? What you're working on. Now, we don't really care about the bench bit. If you're a regular viewer, we know we don't really care about the bench bit that much, because you're just going to give us a load of letters and numbers for motorbikes and helicopters that we don't understand. Yeah. So you can give us the basics, but for the belly bit, we need to know what you've had for your dinner or what you're going to have for your dinner. We want all the filthy details, every little ingredient, because it's our way of having like food without the calories. So
we sort of have to do the bench bit because it's the eModels channel and it's model making things. But yeah.
Candygram for Mongo saying, "God, I've missed you, Cole." My sis, my sides are hurting.
Andy McLeish,
assist you, mate.
Andy McLeish says two things. He says, first of all, to you, Colin, burpaderp. Burpaderp. And he also says he thought it was pronounced Sharon. I can't remember if it's Sharon or Chiron or Charon or Charon.
I assume it depends on where you are in the world as to what's correct.
It's going to be pronounced any other way other than what I said it was.
it's Greek mythology. You're never gonna get it right. That's not a spot. It's a beacon, says Lee Barrett. Banned. And that's the bullseye, says Andy McLeish. God damn it. It's not even a spot. It's like a little tiny cut on my nose. The
thing is, no one would have noticed it if you hadn't said anything.
This is absolutely true.
Well, I wouldn't have said anything about it if no one would have pointed it out and said about my nose.
It's a bit like that thing in the Austin Powers film with a mole, isn't it? One minute you said it.
Well, I wasn't the one that brought my nose up, if you pardon the expression.
Absolutely, mate. But you know, your nose isn't the only thing that's tickled us this evening, is it, Foxx?
No, I can confirm that my nose is not the only grievous injury at the moment.
It's one of them nights with us three, isn't it?
I can see what you're doing there, Christopher. But if we were to both say drop out and leave you on your own, everybody's getting bullseye.
I might also have to drop out a little bit as well. We'd leave Ted here when he gets here on his own. We'll just disappear.
I've got an itch. I've just got an itch just there. Just there. I got this itch there. Just there.
Chris is the rest of the show like that, isn't he? Yes.
Yes. So anyway, I was doing this thing last week, and it's like Stuart Ainsworth from Time Team just sitting there doing that. We've got this ditch and earthworks over there, Tony. It's just...
No, none of us are that modest to worry about things like that, really.
No, not really.
Absolutely, mate.
Happily take the mick out of ourselves. I mean, look at Festus' head. Anyway, moving on.
Mate, I'm Mr. Potato Head, mate. What can I say?
Hey, if you're a potato head, I've got a kidney bean head. It kind of bends that way, and my face isn't straight. That's why I can never get glasses that sit straight or hats, because my head's like a kidney bean.
Is that because one ear's higher than the other?
No, my face literally gets... Like I can't remember which way it is, but
it's the weight of his nose. It's pulling his head.
That might well be it. Yeah.
It's like
because it's got its own gravity.
Yeah.
Postcode.
You don't understand the gravity of the situation. Oh, I went all Arnie then. Situation. What we're doing in chat. Somebody said something in chat. Anyway, yes. So ask us lots of questions. Now, remember, we are technically a model making show here.
Are we?
Sort of. So if you have any model making questions, do feel free to ask. If it's something we know about, we'll give you as much advice as we can. If we don't know about it, chances are somebody in chat will. So ask any question you want. Just don't expect too much. So anyway, let's find out what everybody's been up to. So Colin, what have you been up to, my friend? I know you're just getting back to the bench now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've sat here. on my first day, did a bit more on the old ball tank.
Ball tank.
Ball
Is that the eModels ball tank or your ball tank?
No, the eModels ball tank's finished, isn't it? This is my one. This is to go with the Berlin diorama I'm doing. So, done the insides, done a bit of post shading or pre shading.
Ball tank. What kind of tank is it, Cole?
Bowl tank. It's a tank because it's a bowl. Therefore,
Bowl.
it's a bowl tank.
Because it coos.
So I've been, because it coos. And obviously on the Frolic, we was doing the Warhammer. It's up there, mate, so I can't get to it at the moment.
That's all right.
I'm assuming that the ball tank is a continuation of the series where they did a cube tank and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love building them, Chris. They really are one of them builds that I think everyone should have a go at, mate. Not that I'm trying to shift more tanks from eModels because I would, you know what I mean?
Because there's two types, isn't there? There's a winter one and the non-winter one.
Well, yeah, for them I built the winter ball tank with the skis on the diorama, and this one's got the wheels and the shark mouth and all of that. So, and this is going on a what-if diorama I've got with two other vehicles I've done in Berlin camo, a Conqueror and a 432. So,
hang on a minute.
What?
Not that I've had like 2 years to think about this, but why would you put skis on a tank? Why just not have a tank?
Because it's winter and it's a bowl and it goes along and the skis stop the tank from falling on
Otherwise
its side.
it'd fall over.
Why
like
not just
stabilizers? So he uses skis because it's winter and it's snow, mate.
Why not just make a vehicle that just has skis and doesn't need the tank bit?
Because it needs to have some sort of track, otherwise it's just skis, isn't it? It can't go uphill.
Yeah, can't go uphill.
Yeah, but making a vehicle for the summer and then putting skis in it for winter is no different to making a vehicle for the winter, but then putting something else on it in the summer.
You're just being picky. You know?
I am.
That's it.
I demand. Inquiring minds demand to know.
It's a winter tank in winter wonderland mountainous thing. The wheels are going to be as much use as a chocolate teapot, mate.
Winter. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, winter, snowy snow.
Squids.
Flutter.
Was it that?
Jellyfish.
Or was it one of them?
Yeah,
Jellyfish.
Fluttery.
Jellyfish.
That sounded a bit like Tommy Cooper, then fluttery.
Glass bottle, glass bottle, glass bottle.
Skis, wheels,
Glass
skis.
bottle, glass.
Joseph Borg says, "Hi gang, on the bench, Revel Kenworth W900 truck. In the belly, Chinese, consisting of salted baked prawn, duck with chow mein, prawn balls, and barbecue sauce.
Prawn balls.
Nalexi Joe, I don't know where that is. Naltex.
Mac is saying, Belly, he made so many beef short ribs yesterday, we had to eat them all again tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
And Bench is still upstairs because he's in the middle of a move round at the moment in the man cave.
Yeah. Without doing a handbrake turn though, Chris, you were getting out of what you've been up to there.
No, I haven't been up to anything. I've been doing very, very little. I still haven't chosen my next eModels build, but I'm thinking I'm working up to it. But I've immersed myself in part works at the moment. I've started doing the Knight Rider kit.
You have?
The kit.
What have you got? What have you got done so far on a kit?
I haven't got it here, but I've done the hood.
Have you built the Hoff's chest?
No, there's no Hoff involved. But there's a
you don't get
possibility
like
of printing one.
You don't get like a realistic chest with like lifelike hair that you can just nestle against when you
I've got
sleep.
the LED jacket, do you, that he wore when the Berlin Wall came down?
They get like you have to hold the sleeves up halfway up. Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Don't you get like a life-size Hoff pillow you can snuggle against?
Yeah,
One of the extras.
Oh no!
Anders Ericsson says bald tank.
Bald tank.
Yeah, it's old tank.
No. He says bald tank.
Bald tank. Bing! You could paint a track down the middle.
Could do, couldn't I? Give it a bit of that.
You need a little key fob that makes noises to get that Japanese anime kind of. Andy McLeese says belly minted lamb leg steak with honey roast carrots and roast potatoes. Ooh.
You missed Anders. Anders Ericsson says belly diet day. It's salad day. Had shrimp salad for lunch. Fruit and nutrition drink just now. Bench finally got back to it. He's recently tried to scratch build a 1/48 oil can.
Ooh, okay. It's about that big then. Interesting. I've lost track of when Anders is having diet days because they were always Mondays and then they weren't and then it was kebabs and then it was diet day.
Yeah.
It's like on an orbit. It kind of goes around. Graham McRobert. Graham says belly homemade chicken curry nom nom nom, but been letting gas off so don't like blue touch paper or I'll be on the moon.
Ross Medlock scale model ninja bench 3 Star Trek models, a 35th scale UE Viper and a Baneblade, and belly, chicken and mushroom pot noodle.
Good girl. Good girl. It's the correct flavour. Even Colin's starting to tumble towards chicken and mushroom pot noodles.
But I had a beef and tomato one just before this went live. Mate.
Yeah, but your cupboard's gone. Yeah, but your cupboard's gone from red and it's slowly going to the green.
There is an equal amount of them on the shelf now of both flavours, and I'm like, damn, he must be looking so smug.
Yeah, because that means the green has worked its way in now, so it's only got half as long to go. So.
I'm now picturing either one of each or a cabinet absolutely stuffed full of half and half.
There's a cabinet absolutely stuffed full of them.
First died of a heart attack the following week.
My wife buys in bulk with the old, what's his name, cash and carry card. See, so it's a case of this, a case of that, you know. So yeah.
So basically, your diet consists of no minerals, no vitamins, no protein.
Yeah, I have rehydration drinks and different, obviously, intakes, but I eat little and often, mate. I'm a grazer.
Yeah. Where was I up to?
Oh, Anders does say Diet Day is back on Mondays. So yes,
right, okay.
Diet Day is back.
Yeah, Ross's 3 Star Trek. It's the USS. It's Enterprise D. He's building the Enterprise C, but he's building it as the Ambassador. And there's a different one. I don't know which one it is. The third one. I know he did a runabout, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ted's home. He's setting up, and we'll be with you all soon. Which probably means
Glove Models, aka Colin, is currently building a life-size even Starship Enterprise NCC 1701D.
Wait, life size?
Yeah, a life-size. Yeah, that's what I was.
What? It's like 600 meters long.
Yeah, that's what it says in there, mate. On the
12,000 meters. Life size? What? Hang on.
Enterprise NC 1701D. That's the one from TNG, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
He's had pig snouts for dinner.
What?
Yeah.
He does say life-size Starship Enterprise. You can't be building a life. That's like 1,200 meters long.
That's how I read it, mate. Because it says life-size.
It does say that, but yeah.
Don't think you mean life-size. Quite there, Caleb.
I would have said large size.
Oh, it's huge. William is in. Where are we up to? Bob the Fish is in. Says, sup you lot. Where are we up to? Diet Day's back. Oh, we've done that one.
I've got Michael Jackerman, belly half pounder chips. Bench is now assembled and installed, and he's going to be commencing building soon. Welcome back, Michael, mate.
Yep, good to have a bench back. Hi Ted, hi Ted, hi Ted. Ted hurriedly pouring a glass of gin. I like the way you use the word glass there rather than like barrel. PC started up and no blue screen, looks good to go. We've said it out loud now, haven't you, Ted? You fool.
Yeah, you can't be saying that, Ted, because all manner of things are going to happen now.
Yeah.
Way Model Works says, hello all, everyone in chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Just busy and watching. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. So happy to see you're doing well, Colin.
Hello, Wayne. Good to see you back, mate. Hope you're in good spirits, and you know where I am if you need me, mate.
Mm-hmm. Ted, of course, will be in good spirits before he comes on. Candygram says Colin was replying to his post, so his context was missing. Okay.
Ah, right.
Yes. I think we're up to date on chat. So yeah, more bench and bellies, folks. Come on, what are you building? What you're making? This week I've been working on Bane blades. You can see there. So that I've been painting them.
Coming up all right, isn't they?
Yeah, I started on the white. I'm doing the. Although they're obviously deathcore, and it's not relevant. I've always liked the way that some British tanks had national markings like red and white stripes.
Yeah.
And it's completely irrelevant, but I'm going to give it like the white, red, and white stripe. Which would in reality be a national marking to say we are a British tank in the African campaign, or sometimes it was white, red, white, sometimes red, white, red. But I think it just looks great. So it's got that World War I feel to it. So they're coming on slowly. That's all. You can see you might not be able to see, but the bench that looks really neat. That's just paint and carnage everywhere. So
we always have the neat bit for filming, don't we? And then the rest is like a car crash, isn't it?
It's like whenever we do this show, I always tidy the desk there, but I don't worry about that bit because you can't see it because it's behind me. So, secrets of the workbench. Get Ted a straw for that bottle of London Dry. Andy McLeish says irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. It's a hippopotamus. Is that the right angle divided by 2, the hippopotamus?
Yeah, he wrote it further up there, but I deliberately bypassed it so I didn't have to read it out.
You've lost me.
He typed something up there, just below William Rayborn saying hello, Colin and Foxx. He's put El Jeffy, the hypotenuse of the equilateral times pi divided by the negative inverse.
I can't even see that. I don't read it.
I understand what all the words mean individually, but that's as far as it goes. I think it's El Jefe, by the way.
Yeah,
he's been saying that a lot, but what does it mean? It's like a greeting.
It's got a J in it.
I know, but it's like Mexican or Spanish, doesn't it? El Jefe. It's like saying, "Hey, cabrón."
You realise, Chris, Foxx is the grammar police, mate.
No, I'm thinking it's something probably rude and we shouldn't really say it, but he's been saying it a lot lately.
Isn't it sound like the big boss or something, or something like that, isn't it?
Could be.
No. Yes, it's my what's in store this week, so I've done a particularly taxing and difficult one for in a little while.
Yes. Does it involve knowing at least 3 different words and
there
reading
are
some of
things
the
that
tiny
you have
print?
to study and look very, very deep into, and yes, I haven't shown these guys yet, so it'll be difficult for them to guess as well.
Is it molecules?
You can't guess yet. You've got to wait till I've done the store thing.
It's
and
never
then you can have a look.
molecules. I always guess molecules, and it's never molecules.
You can guess as much as you like. When it's your turn, you can do molecules.
One of these days, I'm somehow going to make the theme like elemental particles and get away with it.
Why have I done what's in store? Colin's back. It should be Colin's turn, shouldn't it?
That's my turn next week, mate.
Alphabetical, remember? H comes before O.
There you go.
Yeah,
but
and then after Colin, it's Ted, and then it's me. I don't think that's right, but it works.
You used to about 15 anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, but you owe about 15 now, so.
No, I owe 6.
You owe about 27,
well, actually,
I think.
Technically, I only owe 1 because I missed 1 of my turns. So.
Yeah.
I only missed 2 or 3 of my turns.
17.
17, my bum cheeks. I don't think so. Martin Wellman says, on the bench, it's a weird scale, 1/84th scale HMS Victory. I'm going to guess that's the old Airfix kit then, if it's 1/84th scale. Belly homemade carrot cake. Ooh, I like carrot cake.
Something about building the tool ship, though, isn't there? It's just like, you got to have a go at doing one.
I did. I remember when I was a kid, for some bizarre reason, I don't know why, but a friend of my mum and dad who live around the corner, who I didn't really know, made me the model of the Cutty Sark. This is in the 70s or 80s. It's the Airfix, the big Airfix. I think maybe Dad got him to make the ship. I don't know why, because I had no interest in tall ships. And I wasn't making models that much at that point, but apparently it was a gift for me. And this thing turned up on the table. I was, oh, it's really nice. And then a week later, I was playing with my Evel Knievel toy and threw him in the air, and it landed on the Cutty Sark and destroyed it. I don't know why my dad got my neighbour to build me the Cutty Sark. I had no idea. It was a big model, though. It was a big, tall ship.
Yeah, something about building the tall ship. It's the rigging and all the paraphernalia around it. It's nice. Oh, Sir Ted Wood.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a Ted in the corner. Quick, get the glass and the card.
Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, the traffic on Waterloo Bridge was horrendous.
We're driving all the way from London. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, if anybody watches A Good Life, don't know where that comes from.
If anybody remembers that from 1978, then.
Yeah, 1973. Good Life, wasn't it? Something like that.
Really? Good God.
Tom and Barbara. And Jerry and his trip home from the office was always held up with horrendous traffic on Waterloo Bridge.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Good evening. I did try to catch up on what was going on, but I couldn't watch a live stream and drive at the same time.
No.
Yeah. And now I've got a big banner going across the front of the screen. Never mind. Well,
that's the thing saying live cams 24/7. Phone this number with the car details.
Yeah, is that TED station? Is it?
TEDx.
Right.
In your area now. Yeah.
Yeah. Live cam.
TED, they're going, oh.
I look a little bit washed out. I look a bit overexposed. I will sort that out as we go along through the evening.
Yeah, look fine, Ted.
Oh, dear,
Right,
Ted's
what
going to be
did I
pushing
miss?
buttons while we're doing it.
Yeah. What did I miss? What we talked about? Where we up to?
Oh, we've literally just started, Ted, so you can do your normal opening if you want.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Ted's in the
models,
wrong spot anyway, so yeah.
Cool. Yes. I hope you all missed me. Sorry, I haven't even got the chance to change into the uniform. But
How do I
You
make
gotta do
someone
that
full
live on
screen?
camera.
I can't do that, can I? Oh well.
this week's model making is courtesy of Crackhopper.
Are you going to get changed live on camera?
I could do, yeah.
Live camera in your area. Credit card details needed. Over 18s only.
William Rayborn says, Ted, I finished the thing. But just the thing.
Right,
Oh yeah, we can do dings.
I don't know, he didn't
got
say
to
what. He
I'm
hasn't.
now available for dings. So if you finish the thing, you could get a ding.
Yep. So make sure you finished a model between last week's show and now. Tell us what it is and finish the thing, and Ted will give you a good old-fashioned ding.
Actually, it's a good thing that Ted's in, because Jamie Bones just put in a question. Does anyone know out the weather 00 gauge Class 8 diesel shunter? I do believe you've done some weathering on some model railway stuff.
I have done some weathering on some model railway engines, and it's just the same as doing a model tank or anything like that. All you've got to do is just look at the places like Class 8. I think that's diesel shunter. Yeah, so it's going to be oily and sooty and grubby and grimy, and just be general weathered. So yeah, just the same as you would weather an ordinary armoured vehicle from a 1/35th scale or anything like that. Right?
I can say that Ammo by MiG engine grime. It might be streaking grime, but I think streaking grime and possibly engine grime are quite good if you airbrush them on the undercarriage bits, to get that kind of dusty grey look.
Was that the one you used pencils on, Ted?
I can't find the one I've got, but I think I sprayed some AK dust.
Yeah.
Went down through an airbrush.
Because I was
the weathering
looking
pencils on them, didn't you?
Sorry, mate?
Did you use the weathering pencils as well?
I did use the weathering pencils. Yeah, I think I put this little thing on my channel about weathering some wagons and things like that. The principle's just the same. It's just different colours. Yeah. And I do think that you can get a weathering set for locomotives. If you have a look through the eModels website, I'm sure you'll find one. AK do a set. It's either AK or MiG. They do a set of weathering colours and pastels, but get the weathering pencils as well. I know Colin's got a set, but they are brilliant for doing that. That's all.
Paul Di Tommaso is in and says, hello everyone, glad to see everyone on. William Rayborn says, what he finishes further in the chat, it's the AMT Volkswagen Sirocco.
Oh, nice.
Ted.
I was doing two things. I was multitasking, but
yay!
You
can't multitask, Ted. You're a bloke. You can't do that.
Graham Roberts, I've got an early start tomorrow. Catch you later, Graham.
See you, Graham.
See you, Graham.
Jabel. Don't like the match. Yeah, I found because I remember I was looking at, bizarrely, I was stood at a train station. I was looking underneath the train, like looking at the under bits where the bogies and all the stuff and the running gear is, and you get this like. When you get the carriage wall, you tend to get like the dust and stuff, the dusty colours, but the actual running gear underneath has this particular oily but matte kind of powdery look to it, almost like it's been flocked or something. And I found with streaking grime and engine grime, if you airbrush them on, if you paint it like a light grey colour or do whatever you do under there, but then airbrush on that streaking grime and have a little touch of it going up the actual the bodywork of the carriage,
almost velvety texture, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it just gives it that kind of oily but dusty texture. Because you imagine all the dust that gets kicked up goes kind of oily anyway, so you get that kind of bluey grey. So yeah, engine grime and streaking grime sprayed on. And if you're doing things like vans and trucks, if you have, I did this on the Transit. I sprayed that on the back of the Transit going up the door, but then I got a cotton bud and wiped off where people would grab the door handle.
Yeah.
And that gave that
fingerprints and etc. Yeah,
it gave that road grime look that you get on the back of white vans. It was like, so yeah, give it a try. It's quite good stuff.
There you go.
They're not just washes though. They're great for your airbrush and also.
We answered successfully a modelling related question.
I know, we need to go and have a lie down now.
That is enough for now, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
I'm late in, and I come in to find you talking about model making.
I know.
I know, and trains and everything.
Yeah, I thought I'd logged on to the wrong channel, but I did see that there was a Bob Ross Paints channel that was live as well. I nearly joined that instead of coming here, but.
Dave Cardboard says Rail Match do paints with colours aimed at weathering model railway stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if eModels stock those, but if not, give them a call or send them an email, ask them if they can get them in stock. I'm sure they probably can. Andy McLeish says, who decided to call mechanical train parts bogies? I mean, it's not a pick and flick adventure.
Yeah, it is a strange one, isn't it? Because everyone our age sniggers, don't they, when they go
I'm sure it's got some technical meaning as to why, but...
Yeah.
George Taylor sneaks in and says, nice to see all four of you together. And Scale Model Muse comes in and says, sneaks in and hugs Colin, back to work for me. We don't get
we don't get a look.
Just Colin. Just Colin. Now, you weren't here, Ted, but Mama Foxx isn't watching tonight.
Oh, right.
She was going to have an earlier night, but I don't think she's gone to bed yet. So I could have put the Xbox on for her to watch it anyway.
She'll be watching us underneath the covers
with the torch.
I had a factoid Ted through tears of disappointment, mate.
Because I said to Mum, Colin's going to be back tonight, and she went, no, I'm too tired. I said, fine, I'll just tell Colin he's not your favourite anymore. She went, no.
Well, I know that Mama Foxx will watch this. Yeah, Mama Foxx will watch this on catch up. So hi, Mama Foxx.
She will.
Can I do more what's in store then? Can I?
No.
Yeah, go on, Chris.
No.
Okay, I'll do more what's in store. It's a what's in store. It's mine. It's tricky. So you have to figure out what it is. I've got, I think, 6 items lined up, ready for to go. Wait until I come back and say what's in store. Go. And then you can tell me what the theme is. That's all of them linked together. Don't say it too early because you'll get the finger of shame.
Yeah, finger of shame.
Yeah.
Don't forget, of course, we don't know how many of each thing is in stock. So if any of them tickle your fancy,
slap it in your basket. I nearly missed it because I know.
Because they might have one, they might have 100 of them. And don't forget,
it's not yours till you check it out.
Exactly. So if you fancy something, get it in your basket and get it checked out. And don't forget, of course, item number 3, cashier number 3, please, is obligatory. You have to buy item number 3. This is where Chris now shuffles item number 3.
No, I'm not doing. No free shuffling.
I think what we need to do, we need to check with
the police, Coast Guard,
James at the thing. If somebody checks out once and then they check out something else a few minutes later, I just wondered if there's a way that the two orders would match. So you would really only pay one postage.
You probably just have to. I don't know. You might have to email and say, "Hey, I've placed 17 orders. Can you put them all together?"
I suppose it depends how tired James is when he's putting them together.
Yeah.
Especially as it's Tuesday after Monday and he'll have 1,000 orders.
Yeah.
Well, it's a question we should ask, because I'm sure that somebody could check out something that's really good and really expensive, but then want to think, I could do with some paint and add it to their order.
Well, has anybody watching done that? Have you put in 2 orders and have they charged you postage once or twice?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's in store?
Yeah.
That's in store. That's what's in store. Fox, talk about that.
What? I can't see it. There's a camera in the way. What? There's a dirty great camera right in the middle of the picture, so I can't see what it is.
Are you sure it's the camera and not the
there it is. No, unfortunately, my camera is right exactly where the product image will be, so I can see, yes, it's contrast, ironed and yellow, yes. It's a Citadel paint. It's a contrast paint. The contrast paints, you know that I use Citadel paints a lot. They are my favourite acrylic for brush painting, absolutely by far. I love brush painting now. I've been doing it for a few years now and I love it. But Citadel paints are my favourite for brush painting. But contrast paints are a little bit different. They're a bit more like very thick inks. You can use them however you want, but they're ideally applied over a white or very light coloured base coat or primer. And if you've got, say, an object like a figure and you just slap the paint all over it and you leave it, it'll almost be like a paint and a wash in the same coat.
So in this case, don't slap it on.
No, do slap it on.
You do absolutely slap it on.
You literally get the paint and you go.
Oh well.
It's like a colour and a wash all in one. And the trick is to basically get it on there and just paint it on, but don't go back over it. They often say use it like a felt tip. You just kind of put it on there. You don't thin it or anything. Just get it on the brush, slap it on, and let it dry. And it will collect in the recesses and shade the recesses, but will also tint the model itself. And that's why you use a light coloured primer or base coat, because it will tint it that colour. And they can be quite useful. You don't have to use it like that. I've used them quite nicely to do like pretend metallics. When I was doing a Borderlands colour scheme on something, I wanted that kind of colours of grey and blues and greys, because it's not actually metallics, and it worked perfectly for that. So you can use them for leathers and things. There's a lot of good ways to use them, but they're basically like really thick inks. So if you've never tried them out, if you've never checked them out, give them a go, give them a whirl. But yeah, Citadel paints.
Michael Jackerman says in the chat there, he says, I've ordered more than one item, but he has only been charged one postage.
Yeah.
Is that one item? Is that ordered more than one item, or have you ordered? Have you made two orders? What we're asking is, have you done 2 orders?
I think that's probably what he means, because everybody would have ordered more than one item at a time. But
I mean, I have done it before. I've placed an order, then placed a second or third order very quickly, and the guys have spotted it. I think generally, if they spot 2 or 3 orders from the same person, they'll probably just bang them in the same.
Yeah, normally
the same thing.
There's a good chance that they'll spot it, but we can't guarantee it.
Yeah, but if you want to be absolutely sure, just pop them an email.
Yeah.
The second put your order numbers in there so they can spot them.
Talking about weathering, the Tamiya Weathering Master, yellow, grey and green. It's weathering powders, pastel things. There's a yellow one, a grey one, and you guessed it, a green one. Again,
these are really nice.
As required.
Yeah, they're like your regular weathering powders, but they're kind of sticky. Yeah. It's a bit like makeup, basically. It's like eyeshadow. They're kind of sticky. So if you put it on a model, it's not like a dry powder. They've got some.
As it says down here, they're semi-wet.
Yeah.
They adhere well to surfaces. So
to surfaces, as opposed to what?
Yeah, when you see these, people say, why not go to the pound store and just buy a lot of women's sort of eye makeup and things like that? Yeah, you can do that. But I just find that sometimes that's the eye makeup is too greasy, or I found in the past when I did try it, it's too greasy, and you can sometimes find it's got glittery pieces in it.
Yeah, so and you know what? Sparkly glitter ruby doesn't really work on like desert rat vehicles.
Yeah, it does. Don't get a very good track rust effect with that, do you?
No. White Glove Models does indeed say semi-wet technically is just moist.
Yeah, it's not actually wet. They're just like it's not a dry powder like your ammo powders. It's like it's got a slight stick to it, so you can put it on there. You can do some good fading. The only trick with these is if you're going to put a matte varnish over your model, because it's the last thing you do before you put your matte varnish on when it's finished is do the powders. Put on a bit more than you think you need. So if you've got, say, a German grey vehicle and you want to do that classic sort of sandy dust effect, these are great for things like that. You can just build it up with the spongy thing, but put on more than you need, because when you apply your varnish, even if you airbrush it or rattle can it, it will melt some of the pigment away.
Yeah.
And blend it away, and you'll miss it. So if you put on what looks normal to you and spray it, some of that will disappear. You can always put more on. So always go a bit further than you think, and then when you spray your varnish on, it'll tone it down a bit.
Yeah, that applies to these type of things. But when you're using pigments or anything like that, use the proper pigment fix, and it doesn't wash it away. It'll keep the same colours. So
Here we go. Item number 3. Obviously, the one that everyone.
Cashier number 3, please.
Why not? Treat yourself to a Carson Race Shark. It's got a shark mouth on it already.
It's got a shark mouth. That's the end of discussion. Buy one.
It's radio controlled. It's a boat. Not only radio controlled cars, they do radio controlled boats as well. Yeah. It's a nice looking, fun. I bet that goes pretty quick as well. That's got to be pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah, this would be cool for our boating pond at Windermere. Yes, cracky little things these.
If you can somehow put a little Arduino board in so it goes om nom 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 as it goes past, that'd be great.
Yeah, the intro music.
Dom 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 dom.
Yeah, it says ready to go model. Remote control, battery, transmitter battery, spare propellers, and instructions. It's just everything you need.
Propellers on a boat? Do you mean screw?
Yeah.
Boats don't have propellers.
I'm only reading the words.
Some people might not realise, but eModels are one of the UK's biggest RC specialists, or they are RC specialists. So your cars, planes and boats and quads and helicopters and tanks and stuff.
Yeah, kids sort of really love this sort of stuff because they're straight out of the box and
Yeah.
ready to go. You
Yep.
get them out, put the batteries in, charge it up, and away it goes. Yeah,
You were a girl like that once, but moving on.
Yeah.
But
And
moving
they're
on
pretty
to
robotic
item
as
number
well,
4.
'cause I've seen these on the lake or the pond at my place, and people you run them into the wall and they're sort of unbreakable, really.
Yeah, they're kind of designed to be fairly hard wearing, aren't they?
The 4th item, plastic trash cans, bins, as we would call
Trash
them around here.
cans.
135th. They're really bin good. They've been really good.
Hang on a minute. They call them trash cans, but they're like European.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bins, so-
I think they're trying to appeal to the worldwide market.
Yeah. The only downside is because they're not American trash cans, you don't get a trash panda with them. It's rubbish.
Yeah. These are the sort of things that you jump out of tall buildings and land in.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Never
the
ends
bigger
well.
ones. I would assume.
So you need to get
I don't know.
a 1/35th scale ambulance as well then.
I mean, this is obviously the green ones for the recycling. And
Well,
I don't know all the others are just for
There's
rubbish.
some ideas for weathering. You can do that type of weathering on your diesel shooter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just handy for
Yeah.
background diorama stuff, isn't they? If you're doing
Yeah.
like a cityscape or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's ideal
you
for
could put
anything
next
you
to-
want.
You could put a fire display in it and
Yeah.
a fire engine next to it because people
Street
always set
scene of
things
anything.
like-
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd be surprised actually how I mean mini art do a lot of these little sort of scenery item, scatter item type things, but you'd be surprised when you're doing like any kind of diorama that's say urban and not just a hill or a countryside thing, how much you can add to it by doing little things like these trash cans, or I got a little set of like gas canisters, like
Yeah.
propane bottles and things for one of the and pallets for one of the things I did. It was like little resin propane bottles and pallets
Just
and
adds
things.
to it, didn't it? Just gives
Yeah.
it a little bit of
Yeah, I'd
character.
add a brick wall in the back, put some graffiti on it, and
Yeah.
you're all right.
Discarded
Yeah,
car wheel tire, that sort of thing. Anything like that.
I think mini art have really sort of got the right idea with this thing because they keep thinking of weird sort of things like this that you can add to your dioramas. I think they got it right because everything that like this comes from mini art.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And
Real
they-
life as well, isn't it? It's stuff we see every day.
Yeah, and they do the little things like they do the little groups of figures that are kind of unusual, like three
Yeah.
American soldiers and a small child, or three mercenaries and a car. They do the
Yeah.
little sort of niche things that work for things like that. It's quite nice.
Andy McLeish says in the chat there, a few pigeons. You can get a set of pigeons, can't you? You can
Yeah.
just add a few of them around it.
What do
Yeah,
pigeons do, Cole?
You may not need to actually build a model at all. You could just build a diorama with all things from mini art.
Yeah.
Not have a vehicle
I
in
wonder
it.
if anybody actually out there just does dioramas that don't actually have like a main model in them.
Yeah.
Is that actually a thing that people do? Do you think they just build dioramas without
This
a
is
main
a
subject?
street.
You could
A street
do
in.
that, couldn't you?
Because we all like build a model and then a diorama around it, but does anybody actually just build a diorama?
Yeah.
With no model as the focus?
Yeah.
That could be a new thing.
You build a diorama and think, I don't need to build a model. What was in that?
This
bit
is
like
a
doing a
1914 Paris back street. There we go.
Yeah, it's a bit like doing a portrait with just a chair.
Yeah,
And nobody in
all
it.
them bits and bobs, though, you could still make quite an interesting scene, couldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Right, the penultimate item. Back to radio control again. It's 1/10 Sand Viper.
Sand Viper.
It's yeah. That'd be really nice on off-roading sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's giving me
Great fun.
flashbacks to my frog when I was a young lad.
Yeah. I
Tell
think
me
I
a
had a
frog.
hornet. I didn't have a frog. I had the hornet.
No,
can't remember what the
I had the
difference
frog
was.
and I kind of wanted a hornet as well, but I was never going to get both.
I can't remember what the difference was between the frog and the hornet, but
The frog was green. The hornet was more of a triangle. The frog was like long, a longer, flatter shape, and the hornet was more of a wedge-shaped triangle, wasn't it, with a big spoiler on the back? I think was that the hornet?
yeah, it had big spiky back wheels. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the frog I think had the very small, slimline front wheels and had the spiky ones on the back, but the frog was more. I think the hornet was more, and the frog was more. They're both off-road. The tracking used to go every 5 minutes on mine. It was so annoying.
Seeing this, I'm just thinking back. Did anybody order that one that we showed like a few weeks ago with the sort of 1-to-1 scale boogie?
Oh, the full size.
I don't know.
The full size, whatever it was.
It's a pre-order still, isn't it? So yeah.
I think I would have had a message from Pete, mate, if that had been the case. I think I would have had quite a few interesting words in the Skype message from Pete, mate. If somebody had ordered the $10,000 real life, what was it? 10?
It was like 8 tenths or something.
No,
yeah.
it was like $90,000 pounds or something, 90 grand or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's about £16,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Hang on, my thing's popped out. Yeah, I think I would have had a message from Pete, mate, on Skype with quite a few words in capitals if that had been ordered. So.
So there we go. That's that. The last item in tonight's selection of what's in store is the Snapfast Slammers. It's something a little bit different. It's not loaded in properly. It's just got the posting option down the bottom there. Let's see if we can get something else. There we go.
Refresh.
It says the Chrysler Concorde is a full-size four-door sedan. It's not the model kit. It's not full-size. Just so you're aware, but
it's not a 1-to-1 scale enterprise.
Yes, groundbreaking cab forward design. I don't know what that means. I don't.
What? I don't know. Probably something they did in Europe 40 years ago. It's not a truck. The Americans figured out later.
But yes, there we go. That's the last item. The 125th Street Heat. So
what is a slammer? What does it mean, slammer?
It doesn't tell me anything to do with that. I assume it's the snap together assembly. It says
is
down
a slammer
there, so
like a racing thing?
Like
isn't it a lowered
quick
car where you
thing.
slam it down to the ground?
No, that's stanced, isn't it? That's stancing, I think. Anybody in chat know what a slammer is or slamming? Is that a racing thing?
Is it something when they drop the suspension or something like that?
I think it's more to do with the kit. It's the Snapfast Slammers. I think is probably snap together assembly. It's not a glue kit. It's a snap together kit.
Unless you race them or
an easy
something,
quick build, probably.
Snapfast Slammers. But I don't get the slam bit. Are you just supposed to throw them at walls and things?
Yes, if you want to, you can. Right, I'll nip through them again. We have some Citadel paint, some Tamiya weathering masters, a radio-controlled shark mouth, plastic bins,
trash can,
radio-controlled car, and the Snapfast Slammer.
Fantastic.
There we go. If I can find the right window again, I can get rid of that. I can.
Gentlemen, find your window.
I shall say, what is the theme? Go, and we'll see who gets it right first and wins absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Candygram says, I still have my Tamiya frog. The frog was really heavy too. White Glove says, answer all I want for Christmas.
William Rayborn says, yellow pineapple. I don't know why that would be. Paul DeSamasso does say yellow. So, yes, the theme is indeed yellow. Yellow things. I thought I'd take a leaf out of Fox's book and go for something really nice and easy for you. Because
you thought you'd keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
Sometimes it's good just to go, the theme is the word.
I know, but the weathering palette wasn't yellow.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
I shall find it again and show you. I've got it here somewhere.
Is this a committee decision coming up here?
It's got yellow, grey and green in it.
Yeah, it's got yellow.
Well, it's just the resolution on my screen. I can't see.
The resolution's affected your colour, is it? Yeah.
Colour being a function of resolution.
It looks to me, it looked white.
It looks white in 480p.
The white's the stuff around it, then the bit in the middle was yellow. But yes, well done whoever that was that won nothing. I can't remember. So well done.
Yeah. Congratulations on winning absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Big fat nothing. Yeah. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Cardboard box. I can't do the cardboard box.
Yeah. Speedy Q18 says, am I on time?
No.
Yeah, no. Speed, I was late as well, so it doesn't matter. Just tag along.
Yeah, but you've got half a bottle of gin, a half-empty bottle of gin as an excuse. So.
It will be half empty in a moment after looking after the children all day.
I tell you what, Ted, this retirement lark, it doesn't seem all it's cracked up to be, you know.
Yeah, well, it all comes out, you know, when you retire, because it all comes round. Oh, you're not doing anything. You've retired. Can you do this for me?
Yeah. Can I just? I've just had a sudden thought. This is like if I draw a line where you retired, right, This is before retirement, and this is after. Before retirement, it was like speedboats and ribs and whizzing round harbours and all kinds of action adventure stuff. Then you retired, and it's like shelves and moving house and grandkids, and you don't seem to have got the good end of the stick there, really.
No, it was all excitement and thrills, and now it's looking after kids and singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Yeah.
How much do you hate Peppa Pig?
oh yes, we had Peppa Pig. All things.
Of course, you had Peppa Pig. Oh yes.
Peppa Pig would be really scary if you ever saw her face on.
Yeah, we even went for a walk in the trolley where the cuddly Peppa Pig. You pressed the button, you went, I like jumping in muddy puddles.
What, in that deep voice?
I wish I had screenshot.
That sounds more like my little serial killer or something.
On that note, it was actually 7 years ago today since I retired.
Wow. Happy retirement anniversary, or whatever it is. White Glove Models has a question for you, Ted. Do you still have partially eaten crisps laying around on the workbench?
I do.
Oh, are they from last week? Is this 2 weeks now?
Wow.
You got to try just a couple, because you've got to make them last for another 3 or 4 weeks.
We should explain things for Colin, because he missed it last week.
Oh yeah. For anybody that wasn't here last week, Ted, what's this about?
I saw this last week. Yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't here last week, I discovered a packet of crisps on my bench that had been folded over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and held together with a clip. And it was a thought that we would see how long they remain fresh, because they've been here. Well, it's at least a week now, but it was something like 4 weeks prior to that. So we're now on for another week, and we'll see if they're still crunchy.
So it's a month and a half.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh yes. Oh yes. How do they taste though? Have they got that dusty taste yet?
No, they're still good to go.
Well, don't get too carried away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do we know these are the same bag? It's not the new bag that you just opened and eaten half of.
That one was just. I think you could feel it going a little bit soggy around the edges.
Oh.
Ah.
Wrap it back up for another week then, Ted.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm really beginning to think now that they've peaked.
Yeah.
And they're on the way down now.
Next week they might just dribble out the bag.
Yeah.
So fold it down till next week, and we'll see what happens.
Not like poppadoms.
No.
They just go soggy after about an hour.
Yeah.
But then they're even better when they're soggy the next day. Oh yeah.
It's like them Chinese, them prawn crackers you get with your Chinese meal. When it turns up, you think, what are these for? Or all these. Yeah. Does anybody eat the prawn crackers that you get with your Chinese meal?
Where our Chinese takeaway that we get all the time, they always put a bag of those crackers in, but we never eat them. So, and it got to the point where we'd be in the kitchen, there'd be like these bags of, because I always forget to throw them out, and they sit there for like a week, and I end up with like 3 or 4 of these bags of, but they're so big, it's an entire recycling bin food bag full of prawn crackers, and it's a pain to have to crunch them up. So I got to the point where I put on my order, please don't include any free crackers.
So they sent you 2 bags.
It is. When you do eat the prawn crackers, though, they're like a trap for your tongue out, and they sort of you put them in your mouth, and they sort of shrink to your tongue.
Yeah. But then if you eat them all in one go, which I have maybe done occasionally, you sit there and you go nom nom nom, they've all gone. Then you get that kind of burnt feeling in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like you've had a hot drink, but you haven't burnt it, but it just feels like it's not right.
Yeah, and are they? Question of the week: are they really made from prawns?
Are they really made from crackers?
Max says he loves prawn crackers.
George Taylor says, question, is Skipper Ted past tense for skippert?
Yeah.
So skippert and skipperted.
Skippered. Yep.
I skippert, you skippered, they skipperted.
Dave Cardboard asks, how is a half-eaten packet of crisps even possible? It's like half-eaten KFC. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
He probably got distracted by children of some sort, or Mrs. Ted demanding.
Yeah, I think what happened was I folded them down. Thought I'll have them later. Then they got covered up by lots of other junk, and then once I cleared up the junk, that's when I found them again. So, yeah, that's how they got there.
Yeah, White Glove does suggest they were not as crunchy as last week.
Yeah, they really have peaked. They're not as crunchy.
And Lord Barkley III says something utterly correct. He says needs bread, which is absolutely correct for cheese and onion crisps. Lord Barkley says, give them to the birds in some fat or lard, hang up in the garden. We used to feed all the birds in our garden, but we don't anymore because there's too many cats around. Yeah. And it's kind of torture to feed the birds in a garden where there's loads of cats in other neighbours' gardens.
So are the cats then tasting prawn cracker flavoured birds?
Yeah, they're getting all kinds of confusion going on. Like, oh, they're like, my mind is blown. I ate this bird and it tastes like fish. No, because it got to the point where we're feeding the birds, but then we're feeding all the birds, but so much seed goes on the floor, you get the risk of mice, and you've also got all the cats in the neighbourhood, and it's so we just stopped feeding the birds now because we're inviting them to be attacked by the cats. So
yeah, sounds like a plan.
Not much you can do about it, really.
Cool. Right. What time's getting on? Have we a giveaway? I believe we have a giveaway this week.
Yeah. Shall I press a button? Let me unfull screen and let me add to stream. I'm building up suspense. Give me a minute.
You're learning new things here, mate. I am mightily impressed with you.
You don't just cut to next page on the script. You have to build it up. You have to.
Sorry.
Yep. Chris is in charge of the buttons. Leave
no,
him
it's
alone.
right. Fox wants to do it. I'll let him do it. It's fine. I'll put it back.
No, Chris can do it. Chris can do it.
You just leave him alone.
The committee has spoken.
Why, yeah, Yoda. Go on, Chris. You can press a button.
No, press any buttons now. I'm just going to sit back.
You tell him, Chris. No.
Go on, Chris.
I shall press a button. Moist. I've just got to lean forward and do it, you see. So there you go. Yes, we are giving away a thing this week. We are giving away. This week we are giving away the Mini Art 135th T70M Special Edition. Little Russian tank. Now it's obviously an early war tank because it looks like it's made out of bits of tractors. It's before they started doing the quite nice stylish tanks. But this looks like a really sweet little kit because you've got loads of photo etch and everything in there as well. And not only that, it has individual link tracks, if I can find the picture. Has lots of lovely little crisp details.
Oh, that's nice.
Not crisp
There's
details.
us talking about, I mean, look, that's just going to make someone go blind. But there'll be people out there that love that kind of nonsense.
When you said there are crisp details, I just imagined crisps, but...
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Ted's Golden Wonders with a clip around them.
Golden Wonder, there's a name I've not heard for a long time.
Lots of cheese and onion detail.
Golden Wonder. But look at them hinges. I mean, that's just giving me palpitations. I'm getting the yips just looking at that. But I can't believe there's people that actually enjoy doing these tiny.
Yeah, I can imagine the hours of crawling around the carpet looking for them parts.
I can imagine the hours of just just taking them, ungluing them from my finger because I'm too inept. But there are people that love that, and if you can do photo etch like that, it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you've got loads of lovely photo etch on there for all the grills and meshings. But
it actually
look at
says
that.
it's a special edition.
Yeah, look at that. There's the worst photograph of a sprue ever. It's just, yeah.
They went all out on that one, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like, should we put it in the middle now? Stick it right at the top of the picture. So you get, if I can find that on picture, workable tracks.
Look at that lot.
Individual link tracks. Again, getting the yips just thinking about that.
There's armour builders, they're salivating now at that, isn't there? They go,
yeah, there's trouser tents occurring in some of the AFV builders out there. But that looks fantastic. I mean, look, it's even got the little twisty, turny wing nuts on the top of the, that you twist and lift it up.
I mean, for the price of the kit and that, when you look at that, you're getting a hell of a lot there for your money.
Oh yeah, when you look.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're not winning it free, of course. But yeah, for 30 quid, if you're getting that and you're getting all that photo etch at that level of detail.
Yeah, I mean that detail is just ridiculous. I mean, if that was just a real size tank, I'd have lost half of them already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I zoom in? You can normally zoom in on this a little bit.
Yeah.
You did a little bit.
Yeah, I've not got a lot of zoomage.
Yeah,
No, that doesn't actually. It only goes in that far.
Yeah, for 30 quid, you can go out and buy this. If you don't win it, you can go buy it. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's a really mint little tank. That's absolutely fabulous. And the good thing,
figures as well with it. Is the crew with it as well?
yeah, you do get the, does it say, unassembled plastic model kit, not a toy, models of the tank with workable track links, and 5 figures, 423 parts, 44 photo etch and decals, and that's for 30 quid. Come on now. So if you don't win this, just buy it anyway.
Yeah, the beauty of it on this particular one is it's free, isn't it?
And the other thing that makes it really good is it's Russian, so it's basically green, and you can do all the weathering in the world because they were made of all the rusty metal, and the paint was terrible. So the moment it rolled out of the factory, all the paint fell off and everything rusted. Yeah. So there you go. So you can have some good fun with that.
As Candygram says, this is a whole lot of kit for the money.
Yeah, for 30 quid, that. I mean, when you think, you know, like, you can pick up a vintage Tamiya tank for like 15 to 20 quid, and that's just plastic. Yeah. And it's maybe 60 or 70 parts, 30 quid, and you've got...
For the hyper detail nuts, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, 500 parts, probably although 300 of them are probably the tracks, but... Yeah. Anyway, we're giving that away for absolutely free of charge at no cost to you whatsoever if you win it. So all you need to do is when we finish the stream here today, you just need to find it as a video on the channel, the eModels channel, and stick a comment on the video, and the comment needs to be
in Russian.
Maybe not. Maybe not on that one.
I don't know how to change the font on my keyboard.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to
change it back again.
I wouldn't like to think how YouTube will
multi words, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to think how YouTube will see a load of Russian comments on a non-Russian video. Yeah, let's have a comment about amusing comment about tiny things, seeing as it's tiny photo etch. Keep it family friendly. Yeah, family friendly, but an amusing comment about tiny things. Extra points if you talk about tardigrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no extra points.
No, there are, but in my mind. So yeah, so wait till the video stream's finished, give it a few minutes, go and find the video, stick a comment on, talk about something tiny, keep it family friendly, and next week we will pull a name out of the hat to win this kit. And if you don't win it, just go and buy it. It's an 80 quid tank for 30 quid when you think about it. The kind of look at your kind of Ryefield and tanks and things like that when you pay a lot more.
Definitely slap it in your basket. This one,
exactly. Yeah. Plus, it's an unusual subject. It's not the kind of tank that you get a lot of kits of, so it's a more unusual subject. So there you go. That is that. I shall stop sharing like that. I did all the right buttons, Chris.
Mostly.
Shut
up. Good. Well, tiny is the key word, says Pete Rogers. Yep. Right. Well, I think on that note then, as we've given something away, and I seem to have only done half a show tonight, so I'm not...
so Ted will be doing the next half hour on his own. So,
just some important comments to interrupt there. Andy McLeish says, Russian doesn't look like it's going anywhere important. Dave Carlwood says, I guess that's where British Leyland learn how to paint their cars.
Yeah, they used to leave them out in the rain all week and then paint them.
Every car in British Leyland, every car was a Friday afternoon car. Laura Barkley says rust bucket like a TR7, great weathering.
Oh, TR7, yeah.
Yeah, my friend used to have a TR7. It was it was a shed. It was great, but it was just a piece of trash.
It was like the Allegro, wasn't it? Only British Leyland could put a square steering wheel with a car.
Yeah. My brother was driving a TR7 once, and the accelerator cable snapped, and he couldn't stop. And he couldn't speed up, and he was on the motorway, so he just had to drive into the embankment and slow down by friction.
Nice shape, the TR7, but they were just rubbish.
They were. It was a great looking car, but it's just absolute garbage.
Yeah, well, I think we'll leave it for tonight. But it's good to see Colin's back. Well,
it's nice to be back.
Nice to see you back, Colin.
Even if Mama Foxx wasn't watching, although I don't think she's gone to bed yet, so she could have watched.
Yeah, what you'll do, you go downstairs and find her turning off the Xbox.
No, she'll be sat there watching some shouty Americans on Facebook.
Tea out of a Festa mug, won't she? See, that's what she'll be doing.
Yeah, she'll be sat there watching shouty Americans on her iPad while she's going through Facebook. She seems to find she's all down on her iPad, right, on Facebook, because that's what she enjoys doing. But she's always watching videos about shouty Americans. I don't know why.
Americans.
Videos about the Royals that are clearly made by Americans, but the voiceover is like an automated voice.
Oh yeah.
It's a fake, and it's like, and they're always about the royals as well, or just shouty Americans. It's all videos of like Americans shouting at each other. It's like,
Have you ever watched a YouTube video? I don't know.
Once or twice.
The wife watches them about knitting and things like that. Have you ever watched a video like that made by Americans? They never shut up. Sorry if there's any Americans on Instagram watching.
Don't hold back, will you,
but
mate?
they never seem to pause for breath. Yeah,
I can't think of anybody that does that.
I can't make any comment about presenters not shutting up.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
I do notice that Foxx hasn't dropped out of the stream at all tonight, though.
Oh, the famous last words. Considering he had to do a screen share as well.
Exactly, yeah.
I know. Normally I've fallen out by now, and I'm quite surprised.
So
maybe it's because Mum Fox isn't watching at the same time.
Anyway, I think it's time that we all went off and watched some shouty Americans then. So,
about the royal family, shouting about the royal family.
Yeah, I'm going to go off and see if I can find that Bob Ross live show, see what's happening over there. So, yeah.
If it's the Bob Ross channel, just do a search for Bob Ross.
Yeah,
Bob
I mean,
Ross.
it's a bit tricky
The
doing
answer's
the
in
Bob
the
Ross
question.
live show because he's not
They
live.
said Bob Ross live, so have they brought him back or something?
I was going to say, I think he'd pass away in 2003.
Yeah.
1995.
Oh, was it really as far back as that?
Yeah.
If it's a live stream of Bob Ross, it's not going to be much happening.
He can't really beat the devil out of the brush anymore because all the bones just.
Bob Ross cleaning paintbrushes is the best soundbite, isn't it? It's just that laugh he does at the end as well.
Beat the devil out of it. No, they do have some live stuff on his channel. They have some guy does presentations on the channel in his style. There's still people that do it.
Didn't his son continue the painting thing?
No, there was a big falling out between the Bob Ross Foundation organisation and his son.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, because there's the company, and that kind of carried on in a certain direction, and he.
Oh right, there was a parting of the
Creative differences.
Yeah, and he kind of went away and did his own thing, and he's come back now. But yeah, there's a big falling out between Bob Ross, his son, is it Steve, I think, and the company, which.
That'll never happen to us, will it?
No, life's too short. Yeah.
I haven't got the hair.
Anyway, it's time to go. Yeah, I'm going to go off and find Bob Ross now. So we'll leave you all to it, and thank you very much for joining us. Until next week, do come back. There's 4 of us now. We can fill the screen evenly. So yeah. So
I'm not even. I'm odd. Very odd.
Well, we know that.
Very odd.
Don't get too close. Your nose gets bigger.
Right. Until next week. We'll see you all. Chris, press the button before it gets out of hand.
I'll press the button then. Good night, everybody.
See you later. Take care, everybody.
Probing. Probe.
Michael.